Alright, this is Leroy Diesel working on the Hummer today. Going to put in a new turn signal switch and just wanted to show you this. This thing is just worthless. It's broke. So we got a new one. Right here. Going to put that in and hopefully fix that problem. See you in the next video. Okay, so I've started getting the steering wheel cover off of here, and I googled and I could not find a single Momo steering wheel like this. All the ones that I've seen have the exposed screws, and I was looking in here trying to see if there was somewhere I could pry, see if this would pry off or anything like that. I didn't want to damage anything, so I searched on Google, couldn't find a damn thing. So I finally just decided I wasn't sure if this pad would come off. And finally I just got to the point where I just said, well, I got to go for it, and sure enough it comes off. So there's the tabs right here will wrap around. Well, now my phone's ringing, give me a second. Okay, so the pads right here will wrap around very tightly, wrap around the steering wheel, and just got to carefully work those off, and that's what I'm doing now. So I've got it most of the way. I just wanted to get that on camera. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so that's all there is to that, and then the screws are exposed, and it should just be a straightforward deal from there. See you on the next clip. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you with too many details, but the next step would be to get the screws out. You've got the accordion cover on here, and then there's a 15/16 nut right there, and that's as far as I've gotten right now. I'll get this off and show you some more steps, and we'll get down into that turn signal switch. Okay, so the next step, what I found was this adapter hub was too tight for me to get off by hand, so I just used a steering wheel puller, but I did it in a little bit unconventional way because this is not really set up like a GM or traditional steering wheel. So I just slid the block underneath the flange here, and then screwed the puller bolt down in there, and I've already cranked it loose. It barely took anything with a wrench, but I could probably get it by hand from here. Well, it actually is still a little too tight, so put the wrench on there, and well, I thought it popped loose a second ago. Okay, it's coming now. You want to be careful though. I don't know how tight these things can get, but being that you're pulling and you're putting a lot of force right here and here, you want to make sure that you don't deform that. But I'm not doing, it's coming off and I'll be fine. But just make sure when you're doing it to be careful. So I'll show you the next step in a second. Okay, so this next part of the video is, I found out a little shortcut to this is, I thought I was going to have to drop the steering column because this piece of plastic trim is so tight to the dash that you can't really remove that without dropping the column. So I got all prepped. I was removing the bottom section here and was looking at it, and I couldn't really figure out very easily where you drop the column from. There's a couple screws there, but they look like they go to the dash. And so I started looking a different way. This little plate is screwed on right here with a couple screws, and so it engages this round, this trim piece right here, and it prevents that from moving very much at all. So what I figured out is I removed this, and then that let me slide that round trim over to the point that here's the new switch that I could get access to that screw hole, which is right there. So I think I've about got it licked. I've just got to get the proper Torx in there. I'll get that unscrewed and unplug the connector, and we'll be to the next step. See you in a few. Okay, so we got the switch off. It was held on here. I think it was T20, some Torx 20s, actually this way, and got that off of there. And when you get that off, it's going to sort of swing and hang down about in this position with the electrical connectors plugged in right there. And I'm not about to put that back in there, but I just had to reach in here with a screwdriver and just get forceful with it a little bit until that clip would unclip. There's also one over there, and just get those off of there, and you'll get it off of there. The other clip is real easy. There's one, they're both exposed. So on to the next clip. Okay, so we got success. Not sloppy. You can see the turn signal flashing. Looks like it was a success. All they got to do is put it back together. Okay, so here's the wrap up. Got the turn signal in here, and everything's working just fine on it. Got the horns working. Steering wheel's back on. You just reverse the procedure of what I showed you in the previous clips, and you'll be back to this point. I think in that very first video I was saying that I haven't seen a Momo steering wheel with this cover on it, and so basically you just got to start pulling that off of there, and that'll give you access to the screws underneath it. Then you've got the actual switch here, right here, and this is the old one obviously. This is available at different auto parts stores and suppliers, and so good luck with it. Hope you all enjoyed it and hope you learned something. Have a good day.